Hey guys, welcome back for another video. Today we're going to do another comparison video. So let's compare Meng's new Super Hornet to Hasegawa's 2005 Super Hornet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get both of these kits out. We're going to not go through everything, but the main components we're going to compare the two kits, and then you can make your decision up whether you want to go out and spend the money on this guy or just stick with what you have, the old Hasegawa kit. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey guys, welcome back. So I did a comparison of the Atari Tornado versus the Revell Tornado, and I had more views on that than any other video I've done in the last 3 years, and I've done a couple hundred videos. So I figured people found it so popular, why not just check out Meng's new Hornet and compare it, Super Hornet, compare it to Hasegawa's. So this is Hasegawa's. Now I know, spoiler alert, this is an F. I don't have an E, but an F to an E is pretty much the same. I know it's going to be slight differences. Obviously, this is a two-seater, but when it comes to look at the plastic, it's going to be pretty much the same. I think Hasegawa's kit's the same. So we can compare the F to an E. I know it's kind of like an apples to orange, but it's pretty similar. You get an idea of the plastic and stuff. Like I say, the E's same kit pretty much. So that's Hasegawa's kit we're looking at. This is from 2005. Oop. Stay up. Okay, so then there's Meng's brand new 2021 release. Beautiful kit. I've done a review of that. Check it out. Beautiful kit. 4 markings. Has the 2 Tomcatters, high vis, and the CAG. It has the low vis, Golden Warriors. And it has Pete Mitchell's Top Gun 2 markings too in this box set. So let's go through different components. So I can kind of break this out a little bit. So let's start firstly with instructions. So Meng, nice kind of glossy booklet and really well done. Wing Nut Wing-esque. It's very detailed, colors, a lot of color kind of shows you where stuff goes, really easy to follow, not very cluttered, very kind of simple to follow, good for a beginner, really concise, nice instructions, so really cool. And then the back here you have the markings, again in full color, and all the marking for stencils back here too. And you also get a mast set as well, which you don't get in Hasegawa. So you get a vinyl mast set for the wheels and canopy, and again, really nice booklet. Okay, Hasegawa, as always, black and white paper, and it's like a menu from the unfold. So you unfold it out. Very typical Japanese, very cluttered, a lot of stuff going on, very busy. But there you go. I mean, they go together pretty much the same way. The markings, again, unfortunately in black and white on the back here. This one you have Jolly Rogers and Diamondbacks, although, oh yeah, sorry, Diamondbacks at the bottom right here. So just simple black and white, very much more cluttered, a lot more going on. I guess the job done, but Meng definitely has the better instructions. Also, I'm not sure if I got the first edition or not, but I did get, in my Hasegawa kit, but actually did get this nice little colour. Take the decals out, but I got this really nice kind of colour little booklet, which is what, 1, 2, 3, about 6 pages big. So you got nice pics. So, yeah, nice reference pics there. So that's really cool. I like that. And again, you got the Diamondbacks or the Jolly Rogers. That's Hasegawa. Hasegawa decals. Just the one sheet. It looks a little faded. This kit is 16 years old. Has been temperature controlled, but it doesn't look. It looks okay. I don't know if these are made in house or not. I'm looking around. I don't see any kind of markings of who printed them, so I'm assuming maybe Hasegawa does them in house. These ones I don't know. That's the decal sheet. It's okay. Nothing spectacular. I'm a little worried about the skull and crossbones. They look a little yellow rather than white. Now Meng, so it's a brand new. So we have basically 3 sheets. So we have first sheet looks like these are weapons. Very nice, vibrant, printed by Calligraph. We got the mast set, which is not the usual Kabui yellow paper. It's actually vinyl, and it's all die cut too, unlike Tamiya stuff. So you can just peel it off. You got the canopy, and then the wheels. Nice touch. Saves you going to Edward and spending $8 or $10 on a mast set. And really, really nice, very vibrant, perfectly registered. Colors are very nice on this, and it's again printed by Cartograph, so that's pretty much the best you can get. So it gives you those 4 markings I mentioned earlier. And we also have the instrument panel, which, okay, switching back to Hasegawa. See the instrument panel, pretty plain. These ones, a lot more going on. Rather than having a whole giant, it looks like this one's like a whole giant thing that kind of goes with the whole thing. Here you have individual screens, makes it a little bit easier. And you can do the sides, although I'll probably just going to paint those myself. Because on the kit, the top is actually quite nicely raised and crisp with all the buttons and detail. But yeah, really cool. So that is your instructions and decals. Okay, next up, Meng fuselage. So the Meng's always going to be a darker plastic, Hasegawa lighter plastic, bigger sprues. So let's start with Hasegawa. And sorry, let me just turn the light around a little bit. There you go. A little bit better here. So I'll try and wing it out of the camera. Really refined, nice detail on this one. And on the lower, you see actually the wheelbase are actually molded in, whereas on the Meng they're not as separate. But we'll look at that in a minute. So again, really nice detail. Now the thing is, Hasegawa, you notice here, we've got the wings can only be out; they can't be folded unless you cut them and do some surgery on yourself. But with the Meng kit, you can actually have the wings folded or down. So that's why you can actually see the first side of the wings actually molded in on the top half, so you get to prevent any seam lines, which is nice. Here's this guy. Looking at the two. This is definitely more chunkier. This is more refined than Hasegawa, but I don't think it's overly done. That's maybe a little bit overly done. Maybe 32nd scale kind of lines. The lines are a little bit rough, but once you paint it and prime it, I think it'll be fine. It's just because the Hasegawa is so fine. So on surface level detail, I actually think Hasegawa is better, to be honest with you. It's just that little bit more. It has all the same amount of rivets and stuff. Yeah. So actual service, I think I'll give Hasegawa the win on that one. This just seems a little bit overdone. But again, I'm not overly concerned because like once you get that paint and stuff on, it's not going to be so bad. But you can see the shape differences with the Meng, my left hand, and the Hase on the right. It has the panels and stuff. Again, these might be a little bit too lightly molded on the underside, whereas these are probably better molded and more easy to see on this one. So, but again, everything's in the same spot. I'm looking down here between both, all the panels and stuff in the exact same spot. Yeah, so that's the main fuselage. Okay, let me put these down to get the next part. Right, next up, cockpit tub. So here's the Meng. Really nice. I'm not sure exactly how we can see the camera, but the buttons are all nicely crisp and raised. And obviously this is a single seater, whereas the F's going to be 2-seater. Dropped it. The Meng, sorry, the Hasegawa. A little bit more softly molded, but the detail's still there. I mean, comparing the two, there's not really a whole lot in it, really. This Meng's definitely a little crisper, but there's, I mean, there's not a ton difference. Now, this is where the difference might be in the instrument panel. So this is going to be in the Meng. It's really nice, crisp. Again, the decals all separate for the screens too. This is the Hasegawa. Oop, let's break a piece off. Much plainer. These kind of interfere in the camera a little bit. Pull these out of the way. Maybe like that might be able to see them better. Both side by side. Cool. So I think definitely, in terms of the instrument panel, this one's definitely better. This isn't terrible in Hasegawa, but I should give the edge to the Meng. Next up, let's look at I got the sprue. Let's look at the front and side sections of the fuselage. So Meng's Again, this is front side to the front. Yeah, and this is the rear side of the fuselage. Beautiful detail. This doesn't seem quite as overdone as the upper fuselage. It seems more refined. Hasegawa again, very fine. This plastic's lots kind of thinner. Actually feels a lot softer too, which seems strange because Hasegawa normally has really kind of strong plastic. Hard plastic is what I'm looking for, I guess. Comparison V2. So Hasegawa nose 2 has a nose on it. The nose is separate on the nose comes separate on the Meng. Cool. Next up, let's take a look at the wheels. So, Meng. Not bad. Hasegawa. Again, looking, I'm surprised at this. There's not much difference in the wheels either. You can kind of see through there. Pretty similar. Now, I'm a little bit surprised going through this. I thought that the Meng would be hands down a lot better, but the more I go through this, it's not. I mean, it's not a whole bunch difference. The Hasegawa one. What else next? Let's look at the gear. Let's move some of this crap out the back so you can see it. This is the Meng. Then I've got the Hasegawa gear somewhere. I'm sure I had it. Here it is. Again, not much in it. It's pretty simple. I'm sorry, it's hard to kind of, these big sprues, it's kind of hard, I know, to see it, but cool, that's not much to the difference in it either. Let's go, let's look at the exhaust nozzles next. Well, I've got them here, so. We do have a piece of photo etch too, but here's one, the fan blades, the exhaust nozzles. This is the Meng kit. Not too much to talk about. Switch across to this one. Excuse the crumpling. This is Hasegawa one. Like pretty much the same. This is a little bit thinner plastic and more crispier. Right, let's look at the wheel wells, because this one's molded in. So this is Hasegawa. Sorry, let me move some stuff out of the way again. It's just kind of blocking the way of the camera. Okay. Which is basic. Here's the Meng, beautifully detailed. Now, again, I mentioned this at the beginning, I'll mention it again, I'm not a rivet counter, so if slight pound lines are out, whatever between the two, I'm not going to pick that up. I'm just looking at the main overall kind of look at the plastic. So Meng has better wheel wells for sure. else? I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I can go through these parts one by one. I guess maybe one thing, we look at the tails. This is Hasegawa. And here's your Meng. So, Hasegawa, Meng, Hasegawa, Meng, Hasegawa. That's pretty much it. So, what do I think? Well, I thought the Meng would be hands down in every way better than a Hasegawa, so I'm a little surprised comparing them all. So, one thing I should note too is the Meng has all the weapons, you get no weapons with Hasegawa. The price is about the same, so I think Meng, if I was going to buy a Super Hornet, I would be buying the Meng one. Here's why. It's the same price, it's newer, it's 15 years newer, so the plastic is crisper, you get weapons, you get a mask set. I like the decal options, so I think Meng is still the way to go. Hasegawa though, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, it's much more refined in the plastic. Some of the panel lines, I grab the fuselage. I think some of these are a little bit overdone in the way the panel lines are a little bit deep. More, it's just 32nd scale, more than 48th, I think. But it's not. I mean, I'm not deal breaker for me because I think it's going. I don't mind picking out the detail and like I say, paint primer on it, wash. It's going to look good. It's not going to look bad at all, but it's just not quite as refined. The details are a little kind of reminds me a little bit of Airfix. It's a little bit not. I won't say go as far as trenches, but the panel lines are kind of a little bit overdone. But the plastic is better. It's crisper plastic than Hasegawa. The panel line's a little bit overdone, but there's a few more options. So you get the weapons, like I mentioned, you get tons of weapons. If I kind of reach across the camera, you get all these weapons, slide molded included. You get the paint mask set. With the Meng, you can actually have the wings folded, which is a big bonus. You can do it with Hasegawa, but you have to cut it and buy some aftermarket stuff. Here out of the box, you can do it folded. The instructions are easy to follow if you're a beginner. So I think the wheel wells are certainly better in the Meng one than Hasegawa, but there's not a huge difference. So I mean, if I was going to go out there and I mean, if I found a Hasegawa one cheap, I'd be still tempted to buy it. I'm still going to build it, but I think just the Meng is definitely the better product. It's just look at the plastic. My review I did on this too. It's the instructions are easy to follow. Again, the plastic is very crisp. I think it's going to fit together really well. Fingers crossed. We'll see when we build this. I'm going to do a build video. Right off this, I'm going to do a build series on my channel and actually build one of these and see how it goes together. That'll be the proof in the pudding. But I think there's not. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. Look at the panels between the both. That's disappointing in the Meng. But again, you get the mask set, the weapons, the folded wings. You get the pilot figure. You get a new tool model, which I think we've all been asking for. So overall, I would still probably buy the Meng one, but it's not all that much better than Hasegawa. Looking at it, which surprised me. It was 15 years on. I just wished, yeah, again, this detail is quite thick. You can see on the camera. It's just a little bit finer, like the Hasegawa one. I think we've got a winner, but still looks a really nice kit. I can't wait to build it. I'm going to build it right away. So, got a lot of waffling on this one and going through different things, but people seem to like comparison videos for some reason. So, you know, if you guys like it, please consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribing, all that kind of stuff. As I mentioned a couple of times, I'm doing a full build video series of this on my channel. The usual, like probably about 7 or 8 parts every Friday, starting once I finish my F15 build series. So please consider subscribing, liking, all that kind of crap. And until next time, see you later. Goodbye.